So, welcome back everyone to our YouTube channel. This time around we'll be solving simultaneous equation using different word problems. I want us to continue with me by looking at those questions involving word problems in simultaneous equation. This time around we will be looking at word problems in simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation involving word problems. Let's look at the question by Wike. Wike adapted question. The question says, 4 knives and 6 forks cost 700 naira. 6 knives and 5 forks cost 800 naira. Cost 800 naira. Find the cost of 1, a knife, 2, a fork. So how do we solve this? Very simple, and there's nothing technical there, much like that. All you only need is to read and then you interpret accordingly. So we say solution. Now we attach variables to the word problem. So we'll be able to construct an equation to that effect. So we could say let x equals to knife, while y equals to fork. That is, anywhere you see fork, you put y. And anywhere you see knives, you put x. So let's read again. It says 4 knives and 6 forks. So we could otherwise interpret this as 4x, 4 knives and 6 forks. In mathematics, acts and stands, in this situation, and stands for plus. Actually, in some levels of probability, and stand for minus or stand for plus. But in this case, it's actually denoting a plus. 4 knives and 6 forks. 4x plus 6y is equal to 700 naira. There's no need of putting naira. Don't forget we are constructing an equation. It's equal to 700. So let's move further and construct another equation. 6 knives, 6x, and 5 forks plus 5y is equals to 800. So we say, on this base, we could say equation 1, equation 2. So which method do we use? We could use substitution, we could use elimination, we could use graphical method, but it's more safer to use elimination. But before that, we could still simplify equation 1 further, we could actually bring it to a more simple term. Divide 2 by 2. Divide equation 1, 2 by 2. So that's going to be 4x divided by 2, that's 2x, plus 6y divided by 2, that's 3y, and 700 divided by 2, that's going to give us 350. So we could change this, we can rephrase equation 1 to be this. Y 6x plus 5y still maintains our equation 2. So in using elimination method, which one do we use now? Do we use variable x or variable y? Thought we've used the variable x in previous sections. Let's try variable y now. Now, what's the coefficient of variable y here? 3 in equation 1. The coefficient of variable y in equation 2 is actually 5. So, elimination method, multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of variable y in equation 2. Multiply equation 1 by 5, multiply equation 2 by 3. So on this note, then let's carry out this. This is going to be 5 times 2x, that's going to be 10x, plus 5 times 3y, that's going to be 15y, is equals to 350 times 5. 350 times 5, that's going to be 1,750. So we say multiply equation 2 by 3. So we have 18x plus 15y is equals to 3 times 800. That's going to be 2,400. So on this note, we could say that subtract, this is actually equation 3 and this is equation 4. So we move further. We move on by saying subtract. So which one do we subtract? It's like the figures or the figures that makes up equation 4, they are bigger or larger than equation 3. So let's subtract equation 3 from equation 4. So we say equation 4 minus equation 3. So in this case we have 18x minus 10x. That's going to give us 8x. Then 15y minus 15y. That's going to eliminate each other. Elimination method. So it's equal to 2,400 minus 1,750. 2,400 minus 1,750. That's going to be 650. So $650. So we say divide both sides by 8. So in dividing both sides by 8, we're going to have x equal to, in dividing both sides by 8, we have 8 in 65. That's going to be 8. That's 64, remainder 1. Then 8 in 10. That's going to be 1. Then remainder, what's that? Remainder 2. So we add 0. 8 in 20. That's going to be 2. Remainder 4. So that's 16 then. 16 minus 20, that's remainder 4. Then add 0. 8 in 40, that's going to be 5. So x is actually 81.25. So to get y, we say substitute 81.25 for x in any of the equation actually. So let's say in equation 1. So recall that equation 1 actually says that 4y, which we have broken down to, 4x, which we have broken down to 2x, plus 6y, which is 3y, equals to 700, which is 350, when we divide all 2 by 2. So this is our equation 1. So let's substitute 81.25 for x in this regard. So we have 2 into bracket 81.25, or before actually solving on this in this wise, you could actually make your x first. I mean your y, the y we are looking for, or anything you are looking for, make it first a subject or formula so that it will be direct for you to get your answer once and for all. So in making y subject or formula, we say 3y. You say 3y is equals to 350 minus 2x. So in this on this wise we say y equals to 350 minus 2x all over what? All over 3. So now let's substitute in 81.25 for x now. So we get y directly. That's going to be 350 minus 2 into bracket 81.25 all over 3. So we say y equals to 350 minus 81.25 times 2. That's going to be 0.50, and this is going to be 162 all over 3. So let's compute that. 350 minus 162.5. 350 minus 162.5, that's going to be 187.5 all divided by 3. So therefore 187.5 divided by 3 is going to be 62.5. 62.5. That's going to be the value of our y and our x respectively. Recall that x stands for knife and y stands for fork. So you could then say on this note, therefore, since x stands for knife, therefore the value of knife, which is our first requirement, knife costs, so you change back to naira. Knife costs 81.25, 81 naira 25 kobo, while fork costs 62 naira 50 kobo respectively. So on this wise, we've been able to solve the question. The value of knife is 81.25, while the value of fork is 62.5. Thank you.